Welcome back to the Ham Shack, everybody. This is Redivis Amazon return number 19 for the RT95. Not number 19 overall, just number 19 of the RT95s that I have gotten back to rehabilitate, rehab, and resend out into the wild. It is radio time. Let's go over to the workbench, get this thing fixed, see what happened, why somebody might have wanted to return it, and see if I still got it after being on the road. Not 100% sure. Let's go. All right, let's make sure that all the right pieces are in the box. This thing comes with a bunch of packing material, radio. That is a Baofeng programming cable, so I got to get a different programming cable. This ain't the thing. Microphone, mounting hardware, mounting bracket. No manual either. There ain't no manual. No, I'm not getting rusty, I promise. The box is missing a power cord, but I got one to toss in there. The screen protector is still on the radio. The radio looks, as they always do, fairly untouched. Let's see if anybody programmed this thing up. See how much power it puts out. Oh no, actually, it's a little askew. Somebody took it off and then put it back on. Okay, that's allowable. All right, so we've got that. Now we need power and we need antenna, dummy load thing, and testing. Okay, my power cord is still on my bench where I left it, so that'll work. My dummy load is in the box behind me. I hope. Hey, look at that. I did put it away. So there's the dummy load. And now I need the meter. And with this nice top-down view, I'll be able to plug the dummy load into the meter and get this thing set up nice. But I need a small coax jumper, which is in a box in the other room. It don't get much smaller than that, folks. That's kind of all I need to get this job done, though. The rest of this stuff stays in the case for testing out handy talkies or QRP radios, a 10-watt dummy load, a tiger tail, and some other assorted stuff. These cases are awesome. And I'm not saying that because I helped design the case. Not saying that at all. Every time I do one of these videos, there is a comment or a couple of comments or a dozen comments or a 10-pack of comments or whatever. There's a lot of comments down below the video asking me how I get these Amazon returns. And the answer is work. So I have done over 1,000 videos at this point, and they've gotten noticed by some of the manufacturers, and they like to send me things to share with you. And as part of relationship building and showing up for work every day, they asked if I wanted to do this at my expense. So I have to buy all of these radios, and then I have to repair all of these radios, and then I have to sell all of these radios in order to make any money off of it. And that's what these videos are all about. So if you're interested in one of these radios, there are links in the description down below to get one from me that I have tested out, a little bit of a discount, or to the Jungle Market where you can get a brand new one that hopefully somebody hasn't returned and they just sent right to you. Okay, so we need radio to meter, and then we need meter to dummy load. I'll just leave that lay down. It'll be at a little bit of an angle, but we'll make it work. And now we can turn it on. So I want to plug it in. I always try to plug it in with the dummy load in, just in case some magic happens. And it did not automatically power on. Okay, that's fine. Actually, the reason why it didn't automatically power on is because the power supply is not plugged in. There we go. It automatically powered on and came up and said Redivis. So nobody changed the programming on it. As my friend Sigmund Freud says, if it's not one thing, it's your mother. Okay, so let's try 14652 0. And the cool thing is you can just type that right in on the microphone. And what power level are we on? I think it's C. All right, high power. Turn on the meter. Let's get the meter into frame so we can see it. And this is 14652. 23 watts. This might be a record. Let me know what you guys think. 23.3 watts, 1.14 on the dummy load, 14652 on the frequency. That works fine. Now, one of the reasons these things get returned, I think, because it's all just speculation, is because they don't transmit on 70 centimeters out of the box if you get the wrong region. So, nope, we're going to do 70 centimeters. That's the 70 centimeter calling frequency. We're still on high power. Let's check the meter.
Survey said.
Survey says 446, 28 watts. I see 27.9, 27.8, looking good. 1.16 on the dummy load. What do we have for power in here? 13.7 volts on the power supply, and if we key down, 12 volts. So it's not the power supply giving extra juice because it's missed doing the job. It's just, this is actually a pretty good, solid performing radio. So that wasn't the reason why it was returned. Was it because it came with the wrong programming cable? That don't make no sense. Let's get a spare programming cable and try programming this thing. Read first, then write, then go from there. Before we do that though, let's see. I am so needy. I need to do the microphone check. So all the buttons on the microphone. One. What's that? So there's some local interference on 144. Not sure which one of the things it is. I wonder if it's the new air conditioner I installed. Anyway, so there's 144. All right, all the buttons on the mic work, but does it transmit and receive? Baofeng Mini to the rescue, the ultimate diagnostic tool in ham radio.
1, 4, 6, 5, 2, 0.
KM9G testing 1, 2, 3. All right, that works. Does it work in the opposite direction? KM9. Woo, yes. Wow. All right, feedback is still feedback, even if it's uncomfortably loud and obnoxious feedback. Perfect test so far. Hey, real quick, I have 2 meter, 70 centimeter dual band mag mount antennas with coax that'll get these to be nearly complete. Just bring your own power supply. So if you want one of those, let me know. I can sell it to you with or without a radio, depending on the inventory that I have. They're like 10 bucks plus shipping. That's it. Back to the show. I have the radio and I have a mini PC, and they're about the same size. That's actually pretty cool. What came first, the radio size or the mini PC size? Either way, I like the idea that these things will be able to fit nicely together in like a 10-inch rack or in a 50 caliber ammo can or something like that. So I'll have full ability to do digital modes, WinLink, APRS, packet radio, etc. And also 2 meters, and also have battery power and compute power and all kinds of jazz inside of a little portable Go box. And if I don't broach the outside, then it's still waterproof. We'll have to do that in a future video. Make sure you're subscribed to see when that comes out. But until then, programming cable achieved. Let's get it programmed. The ham radio programming station. Microphone port, and then USB port. Turn the radio on. Let's launch Chirp. Hello. Take your time. This will be a Chirp problem because I gave you a world-class fast computer. Well, you didn't work. Let's do cd space .local bin. I need to do pip3. Actually, let's do sudo apt install wx. Okay. I don't know the name of the package. So let's find the name of the package. Let's place on Python 3-wx something or other. WX star. Can I do that? Because there's a bunch of them and I'll just take them all. I don't care. I got disk space for days. Yes, install them all. There are many ways to do it, but this is currently the way to do it with the version of Linux that I have on here. They've moved all of the Python packages into the apt repository package manager instead of using pip. And if you know Python, then that made sense. And if you don't know Python, just take my word for it. There are other ways to install Chirp, and I will do a Chirp video coming up here soon because Chirp has got some new things that have come out that have made it easier, harder, better, faster, stronger, etc. Back to the programming. All right, so now I've installed all the WX packages. Is Chirp happy? Chirp is happy! Yay! A new Chirp version is available, of course. I'll download it later. I'm not worried about it right now for this video. Radio. Download from radio. And let's do port. And it should be TTY USB something or other. There it is. USB serial controller. TTY USB 0. Let's get you in closer. TTY USB 0. Pick it. And then we want to go into Baofeng. Not Baofeng. We want to go into vendor. And we want to pick Retevis. And this is a couple of other radios that are branded on the same thing, but we're going to do Retevis because this is the RT95 radio, and we're scrolling. There's a lot of Retevis radios. And I haven't touched them all. Come on, there it is. RT95 plus Vox, which is the model that this is. Yes, it's experimental. No, I don't care. Go for it. And we're reading? Are we reading? Oh, I haven't done the read yet. Okay, yes. Radio thinks we're reading. PC read. The computer thinks we're reading. Failed to download from radio, index out of range. And then the radio rebooted. Okay, let's cancel this and try it again. Well, first of all, let's check the console. Was there an error? Failed to download from radio, stopping clone. Do download, index out of range. Okay, maybe it's time to do the, yep, see, Anytone 778UV. That is the name of the radio by the OEM, the original equipment manufacturer. Let's try one more time. Download from a radio. USB serial controller, Retevis, RT95 plus Vox, hit OK. It says PC read. It says it's reading. We're going to get farther? Nope, we didn't get farther. Okay, let's factory reset the radio and see if that does it, and then we'll install the new version of Chirp, because obviously my install of Chirp is not happy. And slam, didn't need that. And we go into menu, and then reset option, reset all, reset the MCU, please wait. All right, I've made no changes to the computer. We're going to try it again. Download from radio, okay. We're reading on the radio. We're cloning. It appears we've gotten farther. Radio cloning crisis avoided. Almost done. And since I did a reset, we won't see many surprises in here, but I'd like to at least see 0 programming. And look at that, 0 programming. Let's add something real quick. Let's do 146.52, not 521, not 522, but 52. And we'll call this 2M call. And then everything else is fine. Let's change the power to high power. And let's do a radio, upload to radio. And you can't change anything here because this program is for this radio. So let's upload it. The radio says PC write and is happy. And the PC says it is happy. We're back on the bench. Let's see if our programming has taken. So we're going to hit V/M to get into memory mode. Channel mode, that's what I meant. It says 146.52, but we gave it a name. Did the name take? So you have to turn on name in the menu. Let's turn that beep down to something reasonable. And down here where it says DSP FRQ, that says display frequency. Let's change that to NM for name. Then we hit back, exit, and it says 2-meter call, like we told it to say. And you can also see that it is C001, or channel 1, which is the only channel we programmed into it. So she's good to go. Take a look at this nonsense, though. This is the programming cable that I grabbed out of my stash of programming cables. So I got to put it back in the bag. And while we're doing that, I'll show you some stuff. Nothing important, but, you know, stuff. And that's what it looks like when you get it from the factory or when you order just the cable off of Amazon. And it says model RT95 on it. This one here with the Baofeng connector, the K connector, it doesn't even say Baofeng on the chip there. It still says RT95. So they put it in the bag. They just put the wrong one in the bag. So I have a spare programming cable. And when I was on the road, I found that somebody had taken a 3D printed version of the radio and returned it. So I'll leave that video linked at the end in case you haven't seen it. But that radio came with a Baofeng speaker mic instead of the regular mic, and it came with the wrong mag mount antenna and a whole bunch of other wrongness. So you'll definitely want to check that video out. Check out the links in the description down below. If you want this radio, it is for sale. And apparently it's a winner. Lots of power, more than normal. And got all of its parts now because I made sure it has all of its parts. I'll even toss in an owner's manual. The new lucky owner will have a complete radio that works and has been tested and has the simplex calling frequency programmed into it. If you want to see the video on the 3D printed radio return mystery, I've got that one for you linked right over here. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.